Go live. Okay. And three, two, and one. Okay, we are live. Yes, sirree. Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Phoenix in the South Group. Well, we meet every week, and it is a delight today. I mean, the sun is shining, and being able to meet first thing in the morning just starts off my day. I'm not sure how it does for you, but those that are watching on Facebook Live, LinkedIn Live, and YouTube, welcome. If you have a business and you want to get the name out there, not everything is at social media. Social media is another ingredient. But really what makes people buy is one-on-one. If people trust you, they like you, they want to try your product or your service, you got to find some way in which people can get a hold of you. You also got to realize that businesses that have been around a while, and we have many of our members have businesses that we have been around for a long time. And what that means is we know 400 or 500 or 600 people. I've been around for over 15 years and I've got over 1,000. So you're not always looking at what I can buy, is what I can refer. And that's what networking is all about. You could have a room really of 10 people, but they would be connected to 10,000 people, objectively. Because there are people that I know that other people would never meet, and vice versa. There is people that that I would never meet. But when we collaborate and we give people an idea of what we do and how we can help, how we can solve problems, and that is really the issue here. It's not what we do, it's how we are going to be addressing what problems that we have. And that's where Phoenix comes in. We are online, and once a month we meet and in person to try to know each other a little better. So I'll give you a little bit of an idea of how Phoenix is doing overall. We've been around for the last 9 years. This is we're celebrating our 9th year at Phoenix. 2016 we launched, and right away we grew very quickly in that way. Our member of the week, and I think Mike has been around since pretty much the beginning. He's an amazing guy. He's with We Care Focus. He's also a coach, and he dedicates his life to helping people. He was with Make-A-Wish for so many years, and he's just a good man in the sense that he really tries to make it so it's easier for other people, and for the less fortunate, he's been involved with that for years. He's been involved with charities and all that kind of stuff. There's his e-card. There's his video. If you want to know a little bit more about Mike Volotsky, there's his info. We have 4 different ways, and you could be with us, basically. We have our weekly meetings, which is our Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday group. And this we meet always at between 8 and 9, just to get everything ready and going for the week. We are kind of toying with the idea of having an afternoon meeting or a group sometime. So we're just looking at different options. Some people have brought that up, but we'll see how that unfolds. We also have one in the evening once a month. For those that can't take the time during the day, they are just so busy. If you're up at 5, 6 a.m. already doing work, you might not have a chance to meet with a networking group in the morning for 8, but we have it at once a month at 7 o'clock in the evening once a month. Our next one is July the 2nd, and it's more of a mastermind group. So if you're looking at a business and you need that accountability, so in other words, we have goals, we have different ways that we want to do things, and of course many of us, like Bernie, myself, and there's a number of others that have a lot of experience in whatever you might be going through. If you have a challenge going through, it's like a mastermind. We can actually go through it and help you that way. All right. So if you want to look at it that way. We have a number of announcements, basically, that we go through. We really encourage you to go to Eastwind's Tradewinds Networking with Bernie. He does his on Tuesday morning, 8 o'clock, and that's a global thing. I was in that one there earlier this week, and it was marvelous. The people from all over the world, Scotland. There was people from the UK, the people from all throughout the United States, and so on. So it's more of a global thing. And if you have a business like a coaching business, or even if you have people that are in the Ottawa area, you could connect to people offshore to be able to connect that way indirectly. All right. I have my meditations every Friday at 1:30, and we're going to be talking about handmade things. What kind of things that you are able to do that are handmade? Everything seems to be factory made, and we're going to be talking about the energy of what it means to be handmade. All right. Penny Lee has her dance she has a number of schedules there, so there's a link for that. And of course, Friends Friday, that's a potluck. That's happening tomorrow night. So basically, you bring your pot and of food, and basically you meet people. And it's the old-fashioned way of just meeting once a month, where you could connect to neighbors and the kind of thing. They used to do that all the time in my neck of the woods. Going back many years ago. Our next South End meeting that we're going to be meeting is on the 28th, which I think is in a couple of weeks or so. And our one thing I wanted to show you very quickly here is in our golf, we have a number of sponsorships for our golf. So just in case that you are looking at sponsoring the charity golf that we have coming up on September the 4th, this is the number of categories that we have that is in there. All the explanation is there, and this way you could sponsor, and it's all going to the Canada Food Bank. This is our local food bank that has been around, and actually this week, if I'm not mistaken, Bernie, I think they're celebrating their 40th anniversary. They've been around for 40 years to help neighbors and people that are just having a hard time making ends meet. Okay, and so all of the funds that are being raised for this golf is being collected and sent to the Canada Food Bank, and we will have probably a drop off or something at the event where you could bring actual food in, and we would arrange to be able to bring that food over to that area. Okay, so give you some ideas. So let's move right into our education. There's we have a number of things that have been happening regulation wise that Sam has connection to. So Sam, go ahead. What's going on?
Thank you, Tony. Good morning, everyone. As of July 1st this year, there are some new rules when it comes to driving that I want to pass along to each and every one of you, so you know, just in case. First of all, when you buy a new vehicle, they're going to be required as of July 1st of this year to have such things as lane departure warnings, blind spot warnings, emergency braking systems, on the vehicles. So these are things that, again, if you're buying a new vehicle, it will be required to have on it when it's purchased. Also, national standards for blood alcohol content. We got used to the 0.08. Well, it will be now 0.05. So if you're out having a few drinks, you just might want to have someone drive you home just in case. When it comes to because it's lowered down now.
So is that equivalent to like one beer? That
Well,
0.5?
depends on the person. I think when it comes to blood alcohol content, because some people can handle the alcohol better than others when it comes to I think absorbing it. I think the term is. So I can't say it's one beer or not. It depends on the individual and how they process alcohol.
Okay, true.
Let's see here. What else? School zones. School zones, you see those signs that say 40K? Well, it's no longer 40K as of July 1st. It will be 30K. So, and that's 24 hours. I got caught once a few years back. Even if it's a Sunday and it's 7 o'clock at night, it's going to be 30 kilometers an hour in a school zone. So keep an eye out there. Let's see here. Anything else? Well, increased fees when it comes to fines, when it comes to driving, looking at handheld devices such as your phone and or your smartwatch, like I tend to do sometimes. My GPS will alert me to make left and right turns. Even looking at your smartwatch will cost you a hefty fine. I think it's about $1,000 if I remember right. So keep those things in mind as of July 1st. If you want a more detailed, take a look. Google new regulations as of July 1st in Canada. That's it for me. Back to you, Tony.
Okay, thank you very much, Sam. Yeah, that's even if so you got to be careful when you're driving. You shouldn't be texting anyway, but I still see people driving and they're texting with the other hand. Like it's wild. I saw one once on a guy on a motorcycle. That was scary because I drive bike and it's hard enough to drive, like with two hands. So wow. And that is 0.05, right? Sam, not 0.5? It's a big difference. Somebody tried to argue with a cop about that because
Point zero
point
0.05.
zero five. Yes. Okay. Respected. Okay. Thank you very much, Sam, for that update. Yeah, there's some good stuff there. You don't want to get caught in that area. So, okay, let's get right into our introductions, and it'll be Terry Black that will be presenting today. So those that are watching, you want to keep track of us and see what the type of presentations that we let some of our members do every week. We do a round robin system, and so Terry will be on tonight. So if we can start with Q, what do you think, Q? How are things? When do we need your
Oh, good
service?
morning, Tony.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Q, and I'm your intern lady of the group. And do you know, for critical illness insurance, if you set it up right, you can have the premium you paid into it returned to you. If you decide to cancel it, or to your beneficiary you upon your death, if you're healthy all your life. Um, If you have any questions about it, feel free to give me a call so we can have a conversation. Q from World Financial Group, providing you with financial peace of mind when you need it most. Thank you.
Yeah, you do a lot of financial stuff, Q, so thank you very much for that. That's awesome. And did you meet up with anybody? Any BAMs?
And not for this week.
No? Okay. All right. And over to Jacqueline. Jacqueline. Oh, is your mic, you're still on mute?
I was.
Okay.
About my favorite shirt. First thing in the morning, go out at 5:15 p.m. a.m. I should say, and you're thinking, I need to know what this day looks like. So you step out, it was a beautiful day, and I did put on my favorite silk shirt, and I lifted my shoulders, I took them back, I released them down, and I thought, I rarely wear this color. Rarely. I'm a black, gray, brown, you name it, but peach? Why would I do that? Well, it was how sometimes my clients feel. I don't know. I've always done this savings. I've always done this term. I've always done this gas. I've always done. And sometimes it makes sense to step out and consider something else. Always done is okay, but sometimes when you spice it up, make different choices. Maybe it's strawberry jam, not just butter. Maybe you've decided you're going to take a longer drive to work. Maybe you've decided to pick up the phone and say hello to someone you haven't spoken to in a very long time. Spice it up. And for me, that allows me to spice up things for my clients who are looking for mortgages. Why don't you consider maybe it's a variable rate mortgage? I know you heard that Bank of Canada didn't move. And maybe this is the opportunity for you to think about what could be next. Spice it up. Maybe it's not a 5-year term. Maybe it's a 3-year term because you don't know what it's going to look like in the next 3 years. Spice it up. So when you're looking for strategies for your mortgage money, change your colors and call your mortgage honey.
Okay, thank you, Jacqueline.
I see.
Any BAMs?
That was good.
Have you had any BAMs this week?
Other than Bernie on Tuesday, I've got a BAM scheduled with Redmond next week.
Okay, perfect. Okay, and over to Eric.
Bonjour tout le
What's
monde. Eric
happening?
Perron, your real estate advisor with Angle Invokers Ottawa. Who am I helping right now? It's people who are very undecided of what's going on with the Bank of Canada, with the rates, what's my home worth, when should I sell? So what I'm doing is providing insight for people that are looking to sell anywhere from tomorrow to a year and a half out. I'm having multiple conversations with people saying, you know, I really just don't know what I want to do. So what I'm doing is I'm giving them an appraisal of their home, giving them a market evaluation. Of course, that's a moving target, and then we're going to be providing them with updates as we go, so that they know exactly what's going on the up or down side. That includes individual homes, it includes semi-detached homes, bungalows, condominiums, apartments, townhouses, the whole gamut. So right now, what's happening is that people are sitting on the sidelines still. But imagine this, you're looking at anywhere from 40 to 50% of all listings end up having price drops. So what it means is that the competition is out there. Prices can be properly priced to sell relatively quickly within 30 days, but you've got to be competitive and you've got to be on the market. So if you need any information, home evaluations, coffee chat, Eric Perron, your real estate advisor with Angle Invokers Ottawa.
Perfect. Thank you, Eric. And any BAMs?
With Norm,
Oh, yes. Okay.
your
Perfect.
employee.
Awesome. And we can just a quick review that if you're bringing in a visitor into the group, and just know that there's a $25 gift certificate for gas or food, and we've added Amazon as well with that. And Terry, we still owe you two, so I'm just waiting to get a hold of you. I have two reserved for you. You brought in a couple of visitors a while back, so we have not forgotten about you. And over to Kat. Are you able to do a quick intro to see people how amazing you are?
Hi everybody. Yeah, sorry, I'm having so many technical issues today, so I'm just on audio, so apologies for that. So what I'm doing right now is I'm looking at people who want to have a business that is scalable. And what do I mean by that? I mean people who want to be shouting from the rooftops that they have an amazing product, an amazing service, but their marketing is just not making the mark. They're not being seen, they're not being heard, and they're like banging their heads off a brick wall going, what am I doing wrong? Those are the people I want to talk to, not because I want to go and do all their marketing, but because I want to put in their strategies. I want to put them where they want to be to give them the best chance that they've got to be seen, to be heard, and to be recognized for what they do. So I would love to have conversations with people who fit that bill.
Okay,
Thank you,
perfect.
Tony.
Perfect. Okay. Have you had a chance to talk to anybody? Any BAMs?
I have not as yet because I'm literally only just back talking, and now I'm about to go off on vacation, so I'm kind of busy scheduling. So
Yeah.
give me time.
This is vacation time for sure. Absolutely. You deserved it. Okay. Perfect.
you.
Thank you, Kat. That's awesome. And over to Sam. Sam the man.
Thanks, Tony. Sam Sturris, Connected Cars here. There's my contact information in the chat. Dash cameras are my main thing. That's why I call myself Dashcam Sam, but also do minor repairs, oil changes, brake jobs, things like that to vehicles. And let's see here. One thing I wanted to talk about this week was that when someone comes to me and they have a issue and they have to get a part, if there's time available, I will ask them to wait and I will shop around for them to get a better price on that part. I don't know if you know, maybe experience yourself that there's a wide range at times when it comes to purchasing. You spend some time researching, you can actually save sometimes when it comes to car parts, hundreds of dollars. One person wants a Tesla, in this case with this customer I had, $375 for the lower control arm that this customer needed on his Model 3. And I was able to purchase one because I had some time available and under $200 for the part, and managed to put it on the car for less than the cost that the Tesla dealership wanted for the part. So keep that in mind when you're maybe getting parts your car needs to be fixed, maybe your mechanic will spend some time and shop around for you to save you some money. Like me, anyway. Let's see, BAMS wise. Let's see. Well, Eric Sonego was here yesterday. He had some problems with his stereo that I installed in his vehicle a couple of years back. It was a Pioneer unit, and I'll show you a picture of it right now. Very much like that one there. Installed it in his vehicle, and he had put in an iPad on it to I don't know what he was doing anyway, and he got some virus in it. So I was able to disconnect that and get back his phone and his CarPlay on his vehicle so he can use the GPS on it, and sent him away happy camper. And they asked me how much he owed me, and I said nothing. So anyway, I think he was extra happy after that. And then Steve Brennickmeyer came by yesterday afternoon, and he's got an issue with his car, a steering issue. It's sort of like the steering is slow. It's stiff and slow, but it does work. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to fix it because I don't have the part on hand that he needs. And I sent him to, unfortunately, going to have to go to get the dealer to get that part, or go to the dealership to get it done, because it's an electronic motor that controls steering. The old days, we used to have pumps, like a hydraulic pump, and sometimes it would run dry, but that's not the case these days. Most vehicles now have electronic steering, and it has a motor that controls it. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to fix it, but I did send them away with some knowledge anyway and what to do. That's it for me. Sam Sturris, ConnectedCars.ca. Today's mobile electronics about the cost of the vehicle and a lot more.
Thanks a lot, Sam. Yeah, I don't know any mechanic that would do the kind of work that you do. This is why people go way across town to go to see you in Orleans, because it's worth the trip. So way to go. Nice way to address that market. Awesome. And over to Bernie Fransgrote.
Thank you, Tony. Creative insight, connector between businesses. Basically, it's like a Venn diagram. You have a bubble of people around you that are your connections, and I help connect you to other bubbles, so to speak. Sounds kind of vague, but the Knack for Business podcast does that. We're cruising along, and well over 300 podcasts, probably around 325, 330 podcasts in the wild. But those are the little contacts. And it's like a mini MBA course that helps you out. Other elements, these trade winds, there's a link there for YouTube inside the chat, and then the Property Wizard podcast about understanding all the components of investing in real estate. It doesn't make you a realtor. You still need those experts, and you need the accountants, but it tells you what to expect, and that's kind of a key, and it walks you through it. And I'm going to stop there because I can keep going, because there's always more little tidbits of knowledge to share. And over to you. Oh yeah, BAM-wise, Tony and Jacqueline attended these trade winds, and yeah, there we go.
Okay, thank you very much, Bernie. And just to note that if there isn't a conflict in another group, those that are here can go to other groups, and there's no extra cost for that, as most members would do. And right now we are looking for a realtor in the Bell's Corners group, so that category presently is open. So really, Eric could come in there and say hi. If you ever have the inkling on the Monday morning, 8 o'clock, if you want to just say hi, you can come in and do your thing. Okay, so we are looking for a realtor there, but it is open for the time being. So, okay, and who am I? Well, I'm Tony Jennis. I'm with Higher Self. I am the spirit guy of the group, and as a medium and clairvoyant, I use those skills to try to make it so that we are lighter, because when we are in a relaxed position, we can make better business decisions. We could function better. There's nothing more frustrating when you're trying to make a decision, and either you're angry, frustrated, and the answers aren't coming. And if you decide when you are in that energy, you'll always decide wrong. you'll go back and say, oh, where'd that come from? Because you're attracting the very thing you want to avoid when you're angry and frustrated. But just taking a few breaths, just taking a few things and chilling out a little bit. I do it through sound. I've been working with tuning forks for the last 15 years, but I've added gongs and crystal bowls and other various sound things that would really enhance the experiences now. After every tuning now, I'm adding about another 5 or 10 minutes as a sound bathing thing. And this will add on to the event that I have coming up on June the 25th, and it's at 7 p.m. at night. And it's a beautiful sound bathing for 2 hours, basically to connect to yourself. And it's I have 2 more spots here in my studio, and the rest we're booking various people online from all over the world, from Australia, United States, and so on. So we're trying to make a global connection. So we're going to be in person and online at the same time. Again, it's never been done, but I being a spiritual person, I do have a little bit of knowledge in tech, so it's you using those abilities to expand whatever it is that we're trying to do globally. All right, and yeah, it's going to be an amazing event. I've got some great things coming up. As far as BAMs go, I met with Susan McGarry. I actually drove to her house just a little bit outside of Calabogie. And I've always met her in Burnstown, and whenever I went through, because at the time, her entire street going down there was gravel. And I was always on my motorcycle. So she figured, no, Tony, don't take my street because it's full of gravel. So I'll come to one central point. And apparently they had paved their road, so I went down and saw her house, and it's amazing. The lake is right there, and so it was a great time. And I bought some stuff there while I was there. Eric Sinego, ongoing business there, and I met up with Bernie and his group on Tuesday. And I'm meeting with Penny Lee tomorrow night at her potluck, and that's always a really great time there. So, all right. So we every week we give one of our members more of an opportunity to talk about their business and their industry than in just a minute or two, or various ways that we can get together. And this week we're featuring Terry Black. So, Terry, take it away.
Thanks, Tony. I just wanted to thank everyone for coming out this morning, and for the viewers watching or looking in. I am a licensed funeral pre-planner with Dignity Memorial, and people might ask, why do people pre-plan their funeral? Well, number one reason is to protect their family, because when a death happens suddenly, if nothing is in place, they are faced with the emotional stress, which is having to make all the decisions. And at the end of it, they always have those 2 questions. Did I do the right thing? And is this what they wanted? And also the financial stress, because if the money is not there, who's going to pay for it? So by pre-planning, you're protecting your loved ones. And also every 7 to 12 years, the cost of a funeral, thanks to inflation, doubles. So when you put your plan in place, you're locking in today's prices. So those are the main reasons why people pre-plan. So today we're going to talk about legacy. And legacy is in the dictionary defined as anything handed down from the past, as from an ancestor or predecessor. So such things as possessions, traditions, and even skills. Like, grandma taught me how to crochet type of thing, those types of things. So today I'm just going to share my screen. And this page that I'm showing you now, we do have a pre-planning guide. And this is one page of the pre-planning guide, and it's talking about your legacy. And it's questions here to help you, or to prompt you to kind of reflect. And at the end of it all, you can determine how you want to be remembered, and what things you want mentioned maybe in your eulogy, those types of things. So first of all is how you've lived your life. So for example, I always went with the motto, treat others as you would like to be treated. So with respect and kindness, and that's kind of how I try and live my life. So those are the types of things that you can kind of think about. My earliest ambitions, well, when I was much younger, like a kid, I thought I would be a teacher, but that didn't happen. And then I wanted to be a singer, although I sing in my church worship team. That hasn't happened either professionally. But being a teacher is kind of interesting because I'm now educating, I'm educating people the benefits of pre-planning. In my past position, I educated people on retirement living. So really, I am being a teacher in my own eyes. Things that make me laugh. My daughter, oh my goodness, she's so funny. Both of them are. They're hilarious. They make me laugh all the time. And my proudest family moments. Both of my daughters. Tressa is a child and youth worker, and so she is also serving children who have special needs, and that makes me very proud. And Victoria is finding her way through photography, and so she's having different experiences as well, and she's making me very proud as well. My proudest career accomplishments. Well, I have worked with seniors for 25 plus years, so. But what got me into that field, what got me into that field was I lived with my mother the past 6 years of her life. And as she became ill, I noticed how isolated she became. Friends stopped coming around, not because they didn't care, but because they didn't know what to say. So that made me think, okay, and I used to teach fitness at the time. And I thought, okay, so I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to focus working on seniors, and I'm going to start working with seniors one-on-one. And I went through for recreation at Algonquin College. And in that program, I learned about business development, marketing, all those things that I get to use today. So my proudest career accomplishments, I think, is just my career as switching over to serving seniors and supporting them. What I hope others have learned from me? That's an interesting question. I just hope that people learn from me that everyone is equal and deserves to be treated with respect and dignity. Special Achievements Awards held in, Special Achievement Awards. So when I was in school, I graduated with honors from Algonquin, but I was also the first person in the recreation program to be awarded the 1999 Social Service Sector Award. So that was pretty amazing. My favorite songs, I have too many songs to mention. And I didn't plan on going through this and telling you about myself, but this is just happening. So it's okay. Also, my favorite color is blue, and also red are my favorite colors. Pastimes and hobbies I enjoy. I enjoy biking and kayaking, walking, and I enjoy singing, actually. And what else? What I love most? That's an interesting question. I love my children dearly, and I just love being in the position where I can serve others, and that people can trust in me, that I will always have their best interests at heart. And how I'd like to be remembered. Isn't that interesting question? I just think I'd like to be remembered as a person who was kind and really put their heart and soul into helping others. That's it. So that's a legacy. So these are questions just to help prompt you into thinking how you want to be remembered. Because as Tony asked, when do people need your services? Well, unfortunately, all of you and everyone is going to need my service at some point, myself included. So anyway, so these are just some questions to think about. I'm going to stop sharing, and then Tony is going to share a video that I would like him to play, talking about your details and your legacy. No volume.
All right, where's the volume? The
Did you put
volume
the
is on.
volume- Did you put the volume on your share?
I did.
Technical difficulty.
Just hang on here. I did bring that up. Hang on. Let's try another strategy. Just a sec.
Okay.
Let's try this.
What defines us? Are we our job, our possessions, or even our accomplishments? When someone thinks of us, is it our trophies they'll remember? No. When someone we love passes, it's usually not the big things we miss the most, but rather, it's the details. It's all the irreplaceable little things. Things other people may never have even noticed, that taken together make up the complex, subtle, and unique mosaics of the people we love. The way they laughed hardest when they told a joke. The way they conveyed comfort with just a touch. The way they bit their lip while they were reading. And we miss the scent of their cologne on their shirts. It's the details that made them special. It's the details that matter most. To them and to us. For us, the details aren't just little things. They're everything. Because in our business, first impressions last forever. There are no second chances, no dress rehearsals, and no reset buttons. We need to get every detail right the first time, every time, to create a remembrance that is worthy, reflecting the values, character, and traditions of the families we serve, no matter what they may be. A life well celebrated is one in which every detail is remembered. That is our promise. That is our passion. That is our purpose. And from it, we shall never waver. With every wish fulfilled, with every detail remembered, they're honored with dignity.
Thanks, Tony. So for anyone who's interested, the legacy page, as I said, was in our pre-planning guide. So if you're interested in receiving a copy of our pre-planning guide, it has all the information that your family is going to need at the time of need. So you can meet, let me know, we can meet and I can go through it with you and help you with the details. Yeah, so are there any questions?
I have one question. It's
Yes.
it's interesting that when one passes, then it's the families that have to gather up all of the pictures, and usually within a week, there's a gathering within a week, or the gathering, and all of the pictures that they have to gather up, and like the color, whatever the favorite color is, they have to think of it, and the fact that it's all already done, it just makes it nice when you can do your own tribute, and then people can just add to it if they see something that you might have missed. That's different than doing it from scratch, where you got to go through this bucket or box of pictures and pick out the ones that you want to show in whatever the tribute you want to do. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, and the other thing is people don't realize is that with nothing in place, and especially, it is a taboo subject, right? Nobody wants to talk about it. But I have to say that before I even got in this industry, I have all my plans in place. And now I don't even have to think about it. So it's something that it's off my to-do list, and I don't even think about it. So I just live my life, and when the time comes, it's there, right, for my kids. What was I going to say? You were talking about the photos and stuff. Oh yeah, so we have a program, and part of our packages is called Everlasting Memories, and it's something that you can get. And when you go to a funeral and all the pictures are showing on the TV. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's that. And plus, so what they do is they take all those photos and the comments on your online obituary and create a hardcover book for you as a family to keep it as a memento or a memory. So that's pretty special as well. So it's important to do that. And you can even, I was at a funeral once not too long ago, and the woman had written a poem, and she had taped herself reading the poem, and that was played at her funeral.
Oh, wow. Mm.
Yeah, so it's like to make it very individualized. Like Tony, you ride your bike, right? Your motorcycle. So yes. At the time you could have a tribute with your bike there, right? Type of thing. Like, it's just amazing how you can personalize it. Just to, yeah. Yes, Sam.
I just like to pass along my appreciation for that pre-planning guide. It's worked out very well for my wife and I. And also, we passed along the guide to my mother-in-law, who's 93 years old, and she thought she had everything taken care of. She's 93 years old. You spend time planning your funeral. And that guide gave her several things that she had not thought about. So I highly encourage everyone to get a copy of that and go through it. I know it's not easy talking about your funeral or someone else's funeral, but it really does take the stress away. It's bad enough when somebody passes away, but when you're trying to organize a funeral like I did with my mother, it's extra stressful. And having something in place like that is really beneficial, and I highly encourage everyone to get it done.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. Yeah. So when my mom passed, I was her executor, and she had her plan in place. And the only thing I had to do was choose her urn. That was it. And I was able to grieve. Like, I didn't have all that stress and emotion, just the grief that I had to deal with. Yeah, it really does make a difference. And I also do group presentations as well, like for businesses and stuff. And I was at a retirement home, and I did a presentation, and one of the seniors came up to me and thanked me for all of the information and for making it fun. Because I do I don't talk about dying. I talk about their living and things that they, that they want to be remembered for. And I kind of ask questions and things, and get them to write down answers. And so it's pretty amazing. So I just feel my role is to educate people and to help people feel more comfortable about discussing it. That's my role.
Yeah, Jacqueline, you have a question?
Yeah, and a comment. Thank you so much for offering that presentation that I went to, and you had a death doula. Most people have no idea who and what that is. It was amazing. Thank you so much. The books, the conversation we had, and you really did take the ick out of death. And I have mine. And as I looked through it, as you were going through it, I use that information when I do my vision board sessions. It's amazing when you think about, what do I love? What do I like? And when you're answering those questions, it's about you, and you get to do that. And so that is very much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay.
So the only other thing, I don't know if I mentioned this at the beginning, Tony, is I did give a referral to Redmond for an update on a will.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks, everyone. So reach out if you have any questions.
Okay. Yeah. So schedule a BAM with Terry. It's very enlightening. I'm not sure, Terry, if we had a chance to come together for a BAM. There's a tuning session that I think I threw out to you. So if you're interested, we could meet and we can go through that.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Happy to meet up with you. Yeah, and so that's how we basically do it here at Phoenix. And so, Bernie, do you have a quote for the end of the meeting?
Yep, for $2.99, no. The quote is, chase the vision, not the money. The money will end up following you. And
Isn't that
there you
the
go.
truth? That is so true. That is so true. If you follow the money, you're going to have lousy service. I experienced that. I just bought a unit for some frequency for my business, and there was a couple of things I didn't want to return it, but there was a couple of things I had questions about of how to adjust the volume because it was something that's too high and it didn't look like it. And I emailed them, I called them, I did everything and nobody got back to me. I'm about ready to buy another one, and so I'm going to go somewhere else. You know, they're forcing me to go somewhere else because I didn't get all the information I wanted. And on top of that, 2 other people has approached me. Hey, do you know about this product? I says, I do. I'm about ready to buy one, but don't buy it from these people. So they lost 2 other customers besides mine. So when you're just following money, if you're just a sales organization, it's just sales going through, it's going to have bad service. It always ends up being that way because people come to you because they like what you do and you answer and address whatever's going on. And I didn't even want my money back. I just had a question and I couldn't even ask a question. So to me, that is a thing that should be part of an organization. If I can't call somebody just to get a comment or a question answered, then it's a thing. This morning, I just got a call or an email from one of my students in Australia. She took my distance healing class a number of months ago and had a question. And so it was a couple of questions in there. And so I answered it, and she says, I can't wait for part 2. So she's on board for another class. And that is the way you do business. Is if people have a question, don't be afraid that they're going to, oh my God, they're going to want a refund or they're going to, no, it's just these are people, they have questions. And, if you can just answer them, a lot of times it'll spark something else that will do it. So anyway, that's all I have to say about the sales part of it. But yeah, sales is part of making sure that people are happy and that. But answer whatever's going on. Have something in place. So until next week, guys, have yourself a great week. We have a great week coming up. So get on your bike, get on your skateboard or your Sea-Doo or a jet ski, whatever, and enjoy it because really we only have about 8 of these opportunities every week. 8 weeks left and we're already into September. So, the summer's going to go fast. And if you have a vacation, have a blast. Because that's one of the things that's going to be remembered when your legacy shows up is that you took every opportunity and besides working all the time. Have a great week, everybody. Okay?
Bye.